after Delhi-NCR, it's time for Bengaluru commuters to pay more for an Uber cab. The company has announced that to cushion the impact of soaring fuel prices on drivers, they've decided to hike the fare by 10%. Sources suggest that Ola may also revise their fares.
Well, as we're seeing petrol and diesel prices rising, now that's translating into cab and taxi aggregators, in fact, hiking their prices. It was just today that we saw that Uber Cabs has, in fact, announced a 10% hike in their prices across Bengaluru city. And Ola, too, is likely to follow suit, is what we're picking up. I'm going to quickly speak to some commuters over here. The common man who's going to be most affected. I'd like to ask you, today we're seeing that taxi and cab aggregators are, increasing their prices. 10% is quite a steep cut. How is this going to be impacting you?
Yeah, I have been traveling for a long time using cabs because usually I come to all these places and I don't like taking a vehicle, so I take a cab only. And I just today in the morning, in fact, I actually checked the prices and it had increased by a lot.
Now, on their end, the taxi aggregators have gone on to defend this move and say that, it's a small step towards compensating our drivers during this time of inflation. So are you okay paying that slight, increased fare that we're looking at about 10%?
Yeah, I mean, it has to benefit on both the ends. And if you're looking at cab drivers also, they're making the hard-earned money. And they also need to be rightly compensated, and we can't just expect, But at the same time, there has to be something from the government as well, where they're going to try help or bail them out in some way.
Just, lastly, I'd like to ask you, a few cab drivers, that we spoke to also said that it's all right as long as the final benefit translates into, them, of course, having this increased salary in terms of the hike. So do you think that, now with this increase, that the actual or the final amount is actually going to go to them? Or do you think this is just, the taxi aggregators being a monopoly and trying to, sort of ensure that they can keep up with the inflation?
Yeah, like you said, it would actually go to the company itself, because if you see in Bangalore, they use petrol. Like if you go to not abroad, if you go to north states, let it be Delhi itself, I have seen them using CNG instead of petrol, and it benefits them. The salary is in time, the salary is on the right pay, and the other pay, they're not paying more for petrol or anything. It's not the same here in Bangalore as well. So it's actually I pretty much feel it's going to the company itself.